Hello, TF Rig students. This is Mrs. Kringle, and today I am going to direct you or show you where I have collected some resources that you can use for your astronomy project that you have for Mr. Heasley, Mr. Swayden, and Mr. Steele. I have gone out and searched various websites and found some excellent resources for you to look at. So I wanted to show you where you can find those resources. To get to them, we need to be on the Pierre School District homepage, which is pierre.k12.sd.us. Once you're on that homepage, you're going to put your mouse over the word schools. You'll see the 5 schools in our district. If you put your mouse over the word TF Riggs High School, you'll see a pop-up menu that says one of the choices is TF Riggs Library. So we're going to click on that link. That will take you to this library page right here. To get to the resources I've collected for you, we're going to go to this link right here that says Riggs Research Resources. And once we're on that page, we're going to scroll down, and looking on the left-hand side, we're going to look for a link that says Planets, Moons, Stars. This will take you to a page that I have created for you that is used to gather resources, and we have some awesome resources on here. This is one of my favorites, the most extreme planets in the galaxy. You can see it's a video because it's got a play button here. This video looks at the 13 weirdest planets in the exoplanets, which are planets outside of our solar system, but still in our galaxy, that they have discovered, like the hottest one, the coldest one, the one with the most mass. Very interesting little video. We'll get to watch some of it today while we're looking at this site, but hopefully your science teacher will let you watch the rest of it. There are on here an abundance of resources from NASA. NASA is our federal national aerospace program that is involved with space exploration and research. And they have a number of amazing websites. One of the first I want to take a look at is called Planets: An Overview. This looks at the 8 planets in our solar system along with the 5 dwarf planets in our solar system. We have over 200 plus moons in our solar system and about 1 million asteroids. Comets, there's about 3,600 of those. So pretty interesting. If you scroll down right there, it's showing you the planets and how they're arranged around the sun. You'll see some interesting facts. I want you to notice that all of these that are in blue here are links. If you put your mouse over them, you see they become hands and you can click on them. I like to navigate these pages using these tabs or buttons up here. So you can see here's a link to the solar system and some of the links off of that. Planets, all the planets in our solar system. The moons in our solar system, and then there's asteroid, comets, and meteors. These are all links. You'll notice if you put your mouse over them, they become a hand. I'm going to go to the planets link up here. I'm going to click on Mercury, just as an example. And when you pull up into this site here, you can see that it's named after the Roman god of speed. Its distance from the sun, and this is measured in miles. You can change that to kilometers if you'd rather look at it in that way. This tells you about how many minutes it takes light to travel from the sun. This is the length of the year is 88 Earth days, and its planet type is terrestrial. It's a rock planet. So if I scroll down, I can see I can explore it. I can explore it in depth, and we'll look at that link in a minute. It's got pictures there. It's got 10 things you need to know about Mercury. There's long days but short years. It takes 1 day on Mercury. The time it takes for Mercury to rotate or spin once with respect to the stars takes 59 Earth days, so pretty interesting. Difficult to breathe there. It's ringless and moonless, and it would be definitely a tough place to live. There's been no evidence of life ever found there, so it can get up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit at night. So pretty interesting temperature extremes there. So that's 10 things to know about Mercury. If you want more information, you can click this link here that says Explore Mercury in Depth, and that will take you to another page here that gives you more information. For example, what the surface of it looks like and what the moons look like. We, of course, don't have any moons on there. Just some interesting things there for you to take a look at about Mercury. Here's the other thing I like. is up here. They have something called by the numbers, and they have this for each of the planets when you get into exploring the planets. You can see it compares it. Right now it's comparing it to Earth, but you can change that and compare this planet to any planet that you want to compare it to. And what it does is it scrolls down, it shows you and compares this planet, Mercury in this case, to Earth. So pretty neat, nice way to look at comparison of that. So I love this website. I do like to navigate by using these up here, but you can navigate also down here as well. To get back to the Scoop It page to look at the resources, we just close this tab here for the website, and then we're back on my page here. We have another link from NASA on here called Moons and Overview. So if you want to know more about the moons in our solar system, you can look there. We also have this website here, which we'll take a look at in a minute, called Exoplanet Exploration. Exoplanets are just planets that are outside of our solar system, but still in our galaxy. And then this one right here called What is a Dwarf Planet? It's an infographic, really great resource here. So awesome resources from NASA. One that I definitely want to call your attention to is this one here called Solar System, NASA Space Place. When you get to this site, it looks like it's geared for younger kids, but the information on here is awesome. So don't be deterred by the graphics. If you scroll down, you'll see all of these are links, okay? So what is an asteroid? What's the weather like on other planets? So if I click on that, gives me a comparison or allows me to understand what the weather is like on the different planets in our solar system. Great information. There's one on here too about how long is a day on other planets? How long is one day on other planets? You can take a look at this, and it gives you an idea of how long a day is on another planet. This is great information all about Pluto. So make sure you take a look at it, because it may look like with the graphics that it's for younger kids, but the information is awesome, and it may be something that you need for your project. Highly recommend that one too. That is a NASA resource as well. One of the ones that's not a NASA resource that I think is awesome has to do with the moons. And it's this one right here. It says that 219 moons of all the planets. So if you want to know about the 219 moons that have been discovered in our solar system, you can click here. And they have pictures of these moons. If they have them, some are clear, some are not so clear. But if you click on the name of the moon, it will take you to more information on what that moon is like. Its mass, its radius, its density, its orbital period, how many days it takes for an orbit, the magnitude in the atmosphere. This one actually has surface area, what it looks like on the surface of that moon. So pretty interesting information. Like I said, and as you saw over there, you can look at all of the moons of these different planets. So several of the moons right here don't have actual images yet, but some of them do. So encourage you to take a look at that too if you're doing some research on the moons of the planets. Like that resource a lot. I wanted to bring you back though and look at this NASA resource that says Exoplanet Exploration. Exoplanets, as I said, are planets outside of our solar system, but in our galaxy. There have been so far discovered 4,301. There are 5,633 candidates, and there's 3,192 planetary systems in our galaxy. So really interesting. Again, I like to go up here and use these navigation keys up here at the top. I love this Explore button for this exoplanets. I can go to Exoplanet Travel Bureau. And what they've done is they've created these posters for the planets that are exoplanets, some of them, I should say. And you can click on them. Like, let's go to Kepler 186f. You can see they've made a poster here, but they have this button right here that says Explore the Surface. If you click on that, what it does is it takes you to an artist's rendering of what this exoplanet surface might look like based on limited data. No actual images of this planet exists, okay? So we can use our mouse. I'm going to add atmosphere here. We can use our mouse to mouse over, and it gives us information as we do that. And it talks about whether it's capable of sustaining life Can rotate around. Hypothetical water, you can see that became blue right there. You can click on anything that is blue there, and you can just navigate with your mouse. There's a star there. Look at the water they have. Okay, so just gives you some information about what that planet looks like, or might look like, since we don't have any actual pictures of it. But pretty interesting. I love this little feature they have. And they have that for, like I said, any of those ones that have posters there. You can hit this button that says Explore the Surface. I do want to go back, though, and look. You'll notice that these are all links. When it said 4,301 confirmed planets, we can click on that. And that takes you to some information from NASA about these planets, okay, what they're like, how many of them are Neptune-like, how many are gas giants, super-Earth, terrestrial, and 6 of them are unknown. Gives you some good information right there. If you'll notice, there is a link here that says Exoplanet Catalog. If you click on that, here are all of the planets, okay? And you can look through this 431 pages of these 4,301 planets. Let's say you find one you're interested in, you can click on it. And it gives you a little bit more information on what they can tell you about it. So very interesting. I love the pictures there too that they have, or the renderings of the artist, what an artist thinks it might look like. So very interesting. Those are the exoplanets. If you think about doing one of those for your project, encourage you to take a look at that. Okay, I did want to take a look, and we're not going to be able to look at all of these resources today, but you can explore them. Just wanted to highlight a couple of them here, but I did want to watch a little bit of this video here, and we can kind of get down to looking at some of the strangest ones in our galaxy.
Humanity has long looked up into the night sky and wondered what all those twinkling lights above us really were. With the discovery of the telescope, we began to identify these far-off lights as other suns, and soon mankind began to imagine what worlds may lie in the vast void of space. Could there possibly be worlds with life just like ours? Or perhaps life that we might not even recognize? Were there even planets around those far-off stars in the first place? It wasn't until 1988 that humanity discovered its first exoplanet, and with the launch of the Kepler Space Telescope, not only have we confirmed the existence of exoplanets, but have discovered thousands of them, and some of them are truly like nothing anyone ever imagined. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Infographics Show. Today we're taking a look at the most extreme planets discovered so far in our galaxy. Planets are small, really small in comparison to stars, and even our most powerful telescopes aren't good enough to visually identify them. So how do scientists discover exoplanets they can't physically see in the first place? Well, one technique is called the radial velocity method, where a star is carefully observed over long periods of time to detect tiny variations in the speed at which the star moves toward or away from Earth. Because all stars are in orbit around the Milky Way core at various speeds, other stars are constantly moving either toward or away from us. And unless that star has a planet, it should always be moving at a steady pace. Yet, due to gravity, a large enough planet can actually tug against its sun, just enough to make it wobble a tiny percentage of a fraction. Through careful observation, scientists can actually measure this wobble, and by calculating the star's mass, figure out how big the culprit planet actually is. Another technique to discover exoplanets is called the transit method, where a star is once again carefully monitored for a long period of time, and its average brightness is calculated. When a planet in orbit around the star moves between us and it, it causes the brightness of the star to dim by a tiny little fraction. But that's enough for our super sensitive telescopes to detect. Just how tiny of a fraction of a percentage point of light does a planet block? Imagine standing a mile away from a lighthouse as a moth flies across the giant spotlight at the top of the tower. Your eyes will never detect the minute dimming the tiny insect causes, but NASA's super-sensitive computers definitely can. This technique has been used by NASA's planet-hunting Kepler Space Telescope with great success, discovering over 3,000 planets to date. So once NASA knows that a planet is there, it can tune its most powerful telescopes into the host star and use something called spectroscopy to analyze the incoming light waves. Spectroscopy analyzes incoming light, or more accurately, electromagnetic radiation, and splits it up into various wavelengths, just like a prism splits light into a rainbow of colors. Because of the varying energy levels of electrons and atoms and molecules, each element in the periodic table absorbs and emits only certain wavelengths of EM radiation. As the light from a star shines down on a planet, some of that light pushes through the atmosphere and heads our way. By seeing what wavelengths of EM radiation we receive from a star, we can thus discover what a transiting planet's atmosphere is made up of. So what kind of planets has NASA discovered so far? Well, everything from living hells to some real head-scratchers. 12. Hottest planet ever. Mercury is the hottest planet in the solar system. At a distance of 36 million miles from the Sun, temperatures on the day side reach a scorching 806 degrees Fahrenheit. This makes Mercury a real hothouse. But it doesn't even come close to comparing with Kelt 9b, a planet discovered in orbit around a star 2.5 times more massive than our Sun. While scientists cannot yet measure the distance of the planet from the star, they do know that the surface temperature of Kelt 9b is an incredible 7,772 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than most stars with a lower mass than our Sun. While a rocky planet like Mercury would be a permanently molten ball of lava, Kelt 9b is a Jupiter-type gas giant whose atmosphere is being burned off by its parent star. 11. Coldest planet. With the axing of Pluto as a planetary body, Neptune is officially the coldest planet in our solar system, with frigid temperatures of negative 360 degrees Fahrenheit, where it's so cold that methane condenses into rain. However, orbiting a tiny cool star known as a red dwarf, planet OGLE 2005 BLG 390LB, or Hoth, as it is affectionately known in reference to the Star Wars films, is a complete ice cube at negative 369 degrees Fahrenheit. At such icy cold temperatures, just 50 degrees above absolute zero, the planet doesn't have much of an atmosphere, with most gases frozen solid and lying as snow on the ground of this rocky Earth-sized planet. 10.
So hopefully your teacher will let you watch the rest of this video. You can learn about the other 10 most extreme planets in the galaxy. But awesome little video there. Gets you kind of excited about exoplanets. I don't know, gets me excited about it. So pretty interesting to learn. Hopefully this was helpful to you. These resources are available to you 24/7 off of the TF Riggs library page. Again, when you're on my library page, you need to go to this tab here that says Riggs Research Resources. Look down on the left-hand side and find the link to the page, Planets, Moons, and Stars. I look forward to seeing all of you in the library to help you with your research. Have a great day.